Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for the 2022 season, and we're being focused on game action from Week 11. Now, before we get into our video, a couple stats for the season. In FBS, we're averaging 3 hours and 20 minutes in our total game time, and that's been very consistent for the season. In FCS, we're averaging 3 hours and 13 minutes. And if we take a look at our targeting numbers, we have a very encouraging trend line going here for the season. In FBS, we've had 123 targeting fouls enforced. That's one targeting foul in every 5.9 games, and that's a low point for the last 5 seasons, and that's very encouraging. And in FCS, we're averaging one targeting foul enforced in every 8.3 games, so that's a great number as well. Now, we've had 4 players in FBS and 3 players in FCS get their second targeting foul for the season. And that's important because if any one of these players get their third targeting foul, they'll have to sit out the entire next game. But overall, the targeting rule is working, it's changing player behavior, and it's really good for the game. So with that, let's get straight on into our video. Our first play this week, we see the quarterback drop back to pass. He throws downfield and is intercepted by number 1 of the defense. Now, number 1 returns it back inside the 30 and then promptly spikes the ball, and it's a good spike. Now, the rules book lists a set of specifically prohibited unsportsmanlike acts. Officials call these the automatics, and spiking the ball into the ground is an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Now, we get a flag from our referee and then an announcement.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 of the return team. That is his second toward disqualification.
And they were trying to
Since this is the second unsportsmanlike conduct foul on number 1 in the game, he is ejected. Now, the terms disqualified and ejected are not used interchangeably. After a confirmed targeting foul, players are disqualified. And they can't play in the game, but they can remain on the sidelines in the team area. And disqualification is reserved for targeting fouls only. If a player is ejected, like the player here, that player must leave the playing enclosure and remain in the locker room under team supervision. Play 2, the quarterback's going to throw to the boundary, and his receiver, number 1, goes airborne, secures firm control of the ball, is hit by defender number 6, and the headline judge is going to rule a catch. Now, this is a very tight play, and replay stops the game for further review. Now, as we look at the replays, we see that airborne number 1, he does gain firm control of the ball, and he's way in bounds, but defender number 6 hits him and knocks number 1 over the sideline. So what's the rule on this? Well, the airborne receiver must get a body part down in bounds for this to be complete, even if he's knocked out of bounds by the defender. We see number 1's feet barely miss the ground, and his left hand is first to touch the ground out of bounds. So replay overturns this to an incomplete pass. Even if an airborne player would have come down in bounds and is hit, they must still get a body part down for it to be complete. The airborne receiver's progress has got to be clearly stopped, and they've got to be held so that they are prevented from immediately returning to the ground in bounds. Really almost carried out for this to be ruled complete. Otherwise, like this play, it's an incomplete pass. Play 3, the offense is backed up, and the quarterback drops back to pass. He scrambles left, then right, and then throws the ball away across the line, but no receiver in the area. Now, we know by rule that if the quarterback gets outside the tackle box, he can legally throw the ball away without a receiver in the area if the pass crosses the neutral zone. But here, from the end zone view, we see that the quarterback never leaves the tackle box. And he could have gone out on either side. And from an officiating standpoint, once out of the tackle box, we consider them always outside the tackle box. But here, the quarterback never leaves the tackle box. There's no receiver in the area, and it's a correct call for intentional grounding. Now, the foul for grounding here occurred in the end zone. So the penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul, which is in the end zone. So the accepted penalty results in a safety and 2 points for the defense. Play 4, we have a kickoff. It's caught by number 22 of the receiving team at the 1. He stumbles, and then he's going to return out to the 23-yard line. Now, TV shows their first replay from behind the returner, and it's quickly clear and obvious that the receiver's knee is down just after he possessed the ball. Now, this play is a great example of our new expedited replay process, what we call a quick review. When replay has a quick view to an obvious overturn, there's no need to stop the game and bring the referee all the way over to the headsets on the sideline. We can use our O2O, our official-to-official system, and replay can alert the referee that we have a quick review and then give him the information over his headset. Now, we're going to get an announcement by the referee here.
Replay has reviewed the play. The runner's knee was down while controlling the ball at the 1 yard line.
And so this review was effective. It took a total of 23 seconds versus our average stop of 1:55 when the referee goes over to the headset. Now, we'll never use this on a targeting foul or within the last 2 minutes of the half when we have a potential clock reset with the review, but in situations like this, the quick review is an effective way to keep the game moving. Play 5, the quarterback drops back to pass, is immediately under heavy duress, starts to run, and is hemmed in. And then teammate number 50, the right tackle, is going to help the quarterback along, and the play gains about 5 yards. But we get a late flag from our umpire. Now, we know that a teammate can push a runner, but by rule, a teammate may not grasp, pull, or lift the ball carrier to assist in forward progress. And number 50, really, he does all three here to the quarterback. And this is a quality foul for helping the runner, a 5-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul. Now, one final comment on this play. We are typically not concerned with a late flag from our official. We want the official to fully process their call before getting their marker out. Our training says, see it, know it, then throw it. So good judgment by the umpire here. Our last play this week, we're going to cover our officiating mechanic for when the visual play clock is not working. Now, the play clock is vitally important to the offense, so they know the time remaining to avoid a delay of game, and also late in the game, especially if the offense is trying to use all the play clock before snapping the ball. If the visual play clock is not working, our back judge manually times it, and when the play clock gets down to 10 seconds remaining, the back judge raises their hand straight up so the quarterback can see. And then when the clock goes to 5 seconds, the arm goes straight out from the shoulder. And then the last 5 seconds, the arm is like a second hand on a watch, ultimately touching the leg when time expires. We cover this with both teams' quarterbacks when the play clock goes out. And this is a solid process so the quarterback can manage the team before the snap. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we hope this has been helpful as you prepare for another great week of college football. And as we head down the stretch, every game matters. Every play and every call has significance, and that's what makes these games great. Best of luck to all, and stay safe and healthy.